Always gotta have a Diet Coke on standby.
Hi friends, I'm Rachel. I graduated last year. I moved from Green Bay, Wisconsin to Chicago, Illinois to get my master's degree in forensic psychology. I have a super cute small business that I'm absolutely obsessed with. I love all things involving dogs, cooking, reading, and of course iced coffee. So let's explore the city and our 20s together. Back to the video.
I've been wanting to do a booktube video forever. Since the very beginning, I wanted this channel to be about my small business, but also just about my personal interests. And part of those interests are books, and I love booktube, book talk, bookstagram. I love reading. It's like a new thing for me. I started the summer of 2021 was the first time I started reading seriously and like actually having fun with reading instead of just doing it for a homework assignment. So today we're gonna do my summer TBR. Again, I'm not like a super fast reader or a super frequent reader. I'm the type of person that either like binges a book in a few days or she like doesn't read at all. I'm not the person that can like read a few pages a day and like finish a book in a week. I have to like finish it all in a few days and then I like chill for a little bit. Depending on how long I chill depends on how many books I read that year. Sometimes I'll read a book in like 2 days and then I pick up another one and read another book the next 2 days, or sometimes I read a book and then it takes me 3 months to pick up another book. So this is my optimistic summer TBR. It is mid-January, or it is the beginning of January. It is the beginning of July, so I'm filming this actually on the 4th of July. So we'll see how many I can get through in the next 2 months. If not, some of these will lean into my fall TBR, which they probably will, but it'll depend on how much free time I have the next 2 months. So I kind of have two piles. One of the must reads, like these are the top of the TBR list, the top, I don't know, 5, 6. And then I have more that are more like, yeah, I want to read this eventually if I have time. These are reads that I definitely want to do eventually that kind of seem like a good summer book, but they're not at the very, very top. So starting at the very, very top, it's my girl, my bestie girl, Emily Henry. I love Emily Henry so much, and I got this book like when it was released, what, like a year ago? I got it at Target specifically for the bonus content, and I still haven't read it, but like she is the perfect summer author. Like when I think of a summer book, I think of her. I love like book lovers, not book lovers. Beach Read is my favorite book of all time, and The People We Met on Vacation was also such a good book. I know Happy Place is also out, but I'm waiting patiently for the paperback because I am not buying a hardcover of Emily Henry because they're all different sizes and it's just not gonna look good on the bookshelf, and I just need a good paperback. She's so pretty. Obviously, One Summer, Two Rivals, a plot twist they didn't see coming. So I'm the type of person who kind of just gets recommendations online, but I don't like to read the backs of books most times because sometimes it spoils it. So I like to just get my recommendations, like tell me the theme, like, you know, enemies to lovers, second chance romance, if it's a romance book or a thriller book, like a very vague explanation, and then I kind of go in blind from there. So if you're looking for like an in-depth summary or like what this is about, either just go pick up a copy and read the back in the store or look at other booktuber videos who have read this. But I am so excited. I'm assuming this is gonna be a 5 out of 5. Next is this beauty as well. So I actually went to Barnes & Noble the day that this was launched and I didn't even realize it. So I saw it on a table of like new releases and I was like, well, it's a sign, I have to get it. It's the release date, I have to get on the release date. And then the last time I was at Target, I saw that they have one with this sticker. They have this sticker on this book. They have bonus content on the Target one. And here I am getting the Barnes & Noble exclusive. Anyway, I loved the Love Hypothesis. So then I saw that this was getting released, so then I obviously bought the second book, Love on the Brain, which I've already read. As you can tell, I liked it very much. So this is the third book. They're all standalones, I'm pretty sure, but I like to read them in order just in case they have those like little Easter eggs of other characters, because I think that's fun. I bought these two books on the same day, already demolished this one in like a few days. Still have to read this one, but loved this one and the first one, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love this one as well. If you didn't know, the 3 books are about like girls in STEM, which I really love. I'll read the very brief description, I won't read all of it. But rival physicists collide in a vortex of academic feuds and fake dating shenanigans in this delightfully STEMist rom-com from the best-selling author of The Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain. So yeah, all of her books are about girls in STEM and they're like rivals or they're like competition or sometimes they're boss or like whatever. I just love reading about girls in STEM and girls that like don't need a man to save them and just really smart, hardworking girls. So love this. I'm so excited. I'm assuming I'm gonna love it. I mean, look at this. Look at this passion. I know I'm gonna love it. This one has been on my TBR for a while now because lately, like over the winter, I was in a big thriller type vibe, but then I wanted to get back into romance, and I heard this is kind of a combination of romance and thriller. I've read Colleen Hoover before and she always destroys me. Like I am always so sad when it gets to that like conflict because she makes it so intense. But I heard this one's really good. I heard this one is also intense, but it's like a mystery type, mystery, thriller, and romance. It's riveting and unexpected, impossible to put down is one of the reviews. So yeah, it says a standalone romantic thriller from the #1 New York Times bestselling author Colleen Hoover. Now, if you're like new to reading, I would recommend Colleen Hoover. I don't think she's like the best of the best of like the GOAT of all time authors, but I think she's great if you're getting into reading. I started, like the first book I ever read in one day was Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, and I think she's a good author to start with if you're trying to get into reading because they're really easy reads and you can read them pretty fast. Like I'm a slow reader and I can read those pretty fast. It kind of just flows. So I don't think she's like the one and only like go-to because there's a lot of great authors out there, but I think she is a good place to start if you are getting into reading. I don't know what this one is about actually, but I know there's like a team manuscript, team something else letter, team manuscript, team letter, I think, but I have no idea what it's about, so we're gonna find out. And then of course, summer, gotta read every summer after, and then the second book also came out, and the cover's just so gorgeous. I'm definitely the person that buys the book by the cover. If it's a pretty cover, I'm buying it. Like, I don't care what it's about. So this one I actually got as a Christmas gift, so I've had this one for a while, but obviously you can't read a summer book during Christmas. So I saved every summer after for this summer, obviously, and right here it says a radiant debut from Emily Henry. So if my girl Emily Henry says this book is good, obviously it's good. It's 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right. A sweet story about second chances. So I guess this one is second chance romance. Smart and delightful, your next must-read beach read. A perfectly gorgeous summer love story. Those are just the reviews from other authors. Again, I'm not gonna read the summary of it because I don't want to spoil it for myself. You know, just a quick read. What is this? It's 300 pages before the epilogue. Quick, easy summer read. I'm looking forward to this. Also, the art on the front is beautiful, and then the second book, the artwork is beautiful as well. Okay, this freaking book. I have started it actually. I was like 50 pages in, and then it's just been so long that I have to restart it, but I've heard such good things about this book, and I was gonna read it in my thriller era, but then I kind of fell out of my thriller era, so we're gonna try to finish this. Maybe I'll leave this one actually till the end of August, like creeping into September, so I'll put it at the bottom of the must-haves, but I like really want to read this. Like this will be read by the end of this year because I've heard it's such a great book, like mystery thriller. Like I love true crime. I'm literally studying forensic psychology, so like this is right up my alley, and it's a YA book, so like pretty easy read. I'm looking forward to it. I already bought the second book. I have the second book on my shelf. I still need the third one, but it's a perfect nail-biting mystery. This is a story of an investigation turned obsession. So yeah, I read like 50 pages and then I just like put it down, never picked it back up, so we're gonna try again. I'm pretty sure this is like a girl trying to solve this old murder in her town, something like that. So some type of mystery, but I've heard really good things about this. Oh, you knew this one was coming. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I love Miss Tessa Bailey. I have a bunch of her books on my TBR. I have heard such amazing things from this book. And of course, summer's in the title, so I have to read it in the summer, you know? Let's see. Tessa Bailey is back with a Schitt's Creek inspired rom-com about a Hollywood it girl who's cut off from her wealthy family and exiled to a Pacific Northwest beach town where she butts heads with a surly, sexy local who thinks she doesn't belong. I mean, that already sounds fantastic. I've heard this is very smutty. From the other books I've read from Tessa Bailey, they are very smutty. So I don't think this is gonna be the book that I take on vacation with my family, but it's definitely gonna be a book that I read when I get back. There's also a quote from Entertainment Weekly that says, her voice feels as fresh and contemporary as a Netflix rom-com. Yep, I just know I'm gonna love this one. I know it's gonna be good, and I know there's a second one. I know that one's gonna be good too. Now we're gonna go into some more books that I do wanna read, but they're not super high on my list. This one, Daisy Jones and the Six. I feel like this would be a summer book. I don't know much about it other than like this is a band. Let's see what Reese Witherspoon said. Beautifully layered and complex, Daisy and the band captured my heart and they're sure to capture yours too. So I know this is like about, I think they're in the 60s or the 70s. They're in a band, an explosive, dynamite, down and dirty look at a fictional rock band told in an interview style that gives it irresistible surface energy. Although the real power of this delicious novel is at its tender Thunder Beating Heart. It's an anthem and a ballad and a marvel. But yeah, so this is like, I don't know much about it, but everyone loves it, and they just came out with a show. Everyone loves the show too, but I can't watch the show until I read the book. Like, that's the rule. So definitely have to read this. I've read other books from this author, Taylor Jenkins Reid, and they're both very good. I've read Malibu Rising and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Obviously great books, so I'm sure this one's gonna be great as well. Now this one, I got this for Christmas last year, and I know it's a good book. Everyone's told me it's a good book. It's a series of 4 from Lauren Asher. I've heard such good things about Lauren Asher. This is my only book from Lauren Asher so far, but I definitely plan to get all of her series. Now I picked this one specifically for this haul today because if you didn't know, I live in Chicago and we just had a NASCAR race downtown, so I'm in like this racing mood, like very excited. It was so cool to see all the racers and stuff like that, and this one I think is about Formula 1 racers, so like might as well get on the Formula 1 track while I'm in the racing mood. I'm pretty sure it's like a group, it's like a friend group, and then they're all dating like racers or something like that, but I've heard really good things about this entire series. I know this is gonna make me want to buy the other 3 immediately. And this one, the Bromance Book Club just sounds so adorable. I have the 1st and the 4th book for some reason. I think this one was like buy one get one 50% off at a table, and I like knew that I wanted to read this entire series, so I just bought it. As I said, this is a series of 4, so this is the 1st one, and I'm so excited to read this. What I've heard about it is it's basically like a bunch of guys want to understand like their wives or their girlfriends, so they create a book club and they start reading and like talking with each other about what they learn in the book club, which I think is the cutest idea ever. Yeah, this from USA Today says this is an absolutely adorable must read. The first rule of book club, you don't talk about book club. So yeah, I think this is about like some guys trying to save their marriages or their relationships, so they start this book club and then they learn a lot about romance and women and books, and like that just sounds like the cutest thing ever. I wish guys in real life did this, so I'm super excited to start this, and I feel like this would be a good summer book too. So I think I need to bump this up on the summer book list, but then this one's gonna turn into a series, and a series takes longer, so like I don't know what I'm gonna do, but this sounds adorable. If you've read it, let me know how you liked it. And the last 2 books that I have here are more just practical books. Occasionally I get into the like self-help nonfiction route where I want to read, but I want to read something like a biography or self-help or anything like that. So lately I've been like kind of working through my business, thinking about money, thinking about entrepreneurship. So this one is You Are a Badass at Making Money, and then this one is You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. So I've heard great things about this one. I haven't heard much about this one, but like everyone loves this one, so might as well. I have these books, might as well put them on the little summer TBR, and if I'm feeling kind of inspired to read something educational, then these will be my go-to. I can't even show them all. This is my summer TBR. Again, I don't think I'm gonna read all of these in the summer. I think I'll probably read 5 or 6. That's my goal. Based on this, ooh, they're gonna fall. So based on this tower, let me know which is your favorite, if you've read some of them, or which ones you're gonna add to your summer TBR. Ooh, so before I drop this, let me know any other suggestions for good summer reads that you've had. I have yet to read A Court of Thorns and Roses, like the entire Ekotar series, so believe me, I want to buy it so bad. So there's a few books out there that I want to buy so bad. You'll probably comment and be like, why haven't you read these yet? Believe me, girl, I want to read them too. So comment below any other summer reads, and I will see you next time.